Around 10,000 years ago, people had already mastered the use of stone tools. They made axes from flint, spearheads from obsidian, scrapers for preparing animal hides, and knives from hard stone. It seemed that there could be no better material. However, one accidental discovery changed the course of human history forever and marked the beginning of a new era, the Age of Metals. On the banks of a wide river lived a small tribe of hunters and gatherers. Their lives were not easy. The men hunted deer, wild cattle, and boars, while the women gathered berries, nuts, and edible roots. The children helped the adults by learning to recognize animal tracks and keep the fire burning. Every evening, the entire tribe gathered around the campfire. The fire was the center of their daily life. It kept them warm, frightened away predators, helped them cook food, and lit up their cave after sunset. One day, after a powerful thunderstorm, lightning struck a rocky hillside covered with unusual greenish stones. A few days later, a young hunter named R noticed strange, reddish, shiny droplets lying among the burned rocks. He picked one up and was surprised. It was much heavier than an ordinary stone, and instead of breaking when struck, R brought the strange object to the tribe's elder. Curious about the discovery, the elder decided to perform an experiment. He placed several of the greenish stones into the hottest part of the campfire. When the fire had burned out, the tribe discovered that some of the stones had changed. In their place were small pieces of soft, shiny metal. For the first time, the people had encountered copper. Today, archaeologists believe that copper was the first metal widely used by humans. In nature, copper can sometimes be found in its pure form as native copper, lying on or near the Earth's surface. More often, however, it is hidden inside copper ore. To obtain the metal, ancient people had to learn how to heat the ore to extremely high temperatures. This became one of the greatest technological breakthroughs in human history. At first, people did not understand how to work with this new material. They soon noticed that when copper was heated, it became soft and easy to shape. While the metal was still hot, it could be flattened and formed with stone hammers. As it cooled, it became harder. This led to the creation of the first copper knives, fishhooks, arrowheads, and decorative ornaments. However, they quickly discovered that copper had an important weakness. During hunting, copper spearheads often bent when they struck the bones of large animals. In many cases, stone tools lasted even longer. People continued searching for a stronger material. Hundreds of years passed. In different settlements, skilled craftsmen discovered that when certain minerals accidentally mixed with copper ore inside the furnace, a completely new metal appeared: bronze. Today, we know that bronze is an alloy made primarily of copper and tin. It is much harder than pure copper, stays sharp longer, and is far more suitable for making weapons and tools. The invention of bronze sparked a true revolution. People began producing durable axes, swords, sickles, chisels, and spearheads. Farmers could cultivate the land more efficiently. Carpenters built stronger houses and boats, and hunters became more successful in providing food for their communities. For this reason, historians call this period the Bronze Age. Producing metal required specially designed furnaces built from clay and stone. The main fuel was charcoal, which burned much hotter than ordinary wood. To make the fire even hotter, craftsmen used bellows made from animal hides to pump air into the furnace. This increased the temperature to more than 1,000 degrees Celsius, making it possible to extract metal from ore. Over time, some people devoted their entire lives to metalworking. They became highly respected members of their communities, almost as important as experienced hunters and wise elders. They knew the secrets of smelting, could identify the best ores, and were able to create complex tools and beautiful ornaments. Their knowledge was usually passed down only to the most talented apprentices. The development of metallurgy also encouraged trade. Some regions contained rich deposits of copper ore, while others had almost none. Tribes began exchanging metal for furs, salt, grain, and precious stones. These exchanges created some of the world's earliest trade routes, connecting communities separated by hundreds of kilometers. Today, archaeologists have discovered ancient copper and bronze artifacts on nearly every continent. Some of the oldest examples have been found in present-day Turkey, Serbia, and the Middle East. Many of these objects are between 8,000 and 9,000 years old, proving that humans began working with metal much earlier than many people realize. Interestingly, humans became familiar with gold long before they mastered iron. Gold rarely corrodes, shines beautifully, and is sometimes found in its pure form. However, because it is so soft, it was rarely used for tools or weapons. Instead, it was crafted into jewelry that symbolized wealth, power, and high social status. Iron was mastered much later, around 4,000 years ago. It proved to be far stronger than bronze and gradually replaced it in many parts of the world. This marked the beginning of the Iron Age, opening new possibilities for agriculture, construction, craftsmanship, transportation, and warfare. The story of metal reminds us that many of humanity's greatest discoveries began with simple curiosity. By observing nature, experimenting with fire, and studying unusual stones, ancient people made a discovery that transformed civilization forever. Metalworking led to new professions, expanded trade, encouraged the growth of cities, and laid the foundation for the rise of the world's earliest civilizations. Without the discovery of metal, the modern world